Copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowances made for fair use for purpose such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit, educational, or personal use tips in the balance of the favor of fair use. Furthermore, I give credit to the original copyright owner. I don't own the rights, or no infringement is intended to the material that has been added to this original content. Welcome to Blended Healing. Is it worth it? Is it worth it? Do you know who will never leave your side? You. Perhaps this is the relationship that you need to nurture the most. Perhaps. Or have you even thought about that you accept all of your emotions? Or have you thought about that you choose love and understanding? Is this what it is? And is it worth it? So let's deep dive into that a little bit, okay? Let's talk about it. When I prayed to the council today, what do you want the people to know? What do they need to know? And what I'm getting back is a story. So here's the story that was laid out. And I'm going to call this a situationship because I don't know if this is a marriage, a relationship, or a friendship. I'm just going to tell the story as the divine is laying it out for me. Thank you, Father God, Mother God, all that is in you is in me. I thank you for allowing me to decrease so you can increase. May this message that you want to give received on those who would need to receive it. Ashe. Please protect us from the top of our head to the bottom of our feet, from one to the next. Ashe. In your situationship, you had loyalty. You were loyal to one another. There was a trusting bond that you had, and you knew that you could rely on one another. And you believed in your union. For however long this loyalty lasted, not saying that it's no longer there, but it has shifted. Because in the midst of lifing, stress has now entered into the situationship. And with the stress comes all types of chaos and tension between the two of y'all. And y'all are arguing over money, over resources. Why you buying this? Why you doing that? And questioning each other. So now here comes this is my money over here. This is your money over there. And may the two not cross. You pay this bill, I pay that bill. But what happens when the other person doesn't live up to what they're supposed to do? So now you're deciding, is this worth it? I fell in love with this person. I am in this situationship, and not for a short period of time. But I'm talking about longevity is the word I'm hearing. So you committed to one another. But the commitment is shaky right now. because there's a lot of confusion that's stepping up, saying, why am I here if each other cannot help the other? What happened to our bond of trust? What happened to our bond that I can rely on you? What happened to the believing that we have for one another? What fell off? What changed? So now he enters in uncertainty, being unclear of the situation, being unsure. You don't even know if you want to stay or if you want to go. Because is it worth it? So now you're taking a hard look at each other. And then you realize that in some cases, once the love has worn off and you've been in this situationship for about a minute, now you're looking at reasons to point fingers and shit like that. And then you realize that somebody in this relationship is shallow. They are putting more on the material things than they are for looking into the things that matter within the heart. The reason why the two of you were brought together in the first place. So now you're looking at them and you're saying, you know what? There's something about them that doesn't even seem real. Who did I fall in love with? Was it somebody that put up a good front? And then as time is going on, you're realizing that this person that you with has turned in to somebody else that you don't even recognize. They are shallow. They have nothing on the inside. They're empty. It's almost like the soul was taken out of them. You find that they're bored. So in their boredom, what are they doing? What are they doing in their boredom? They're looking at other possibilities. Or it even can be you looking at different possibilities. Or it could be the both of you looking for a way out. Because you realize that this may not be what it is. And maybe you felt together on another purpose or another reason, you know? And maybe that's what you're receiving. Because you both want to be free. You came together as free spirits. And you have commonality in wanting to do things that were adventurous and take slight risk. But you settled in and you both gave into the situationship as a we. And not saying that that's wrong, but what I'm saying is what happened to the individuals that were in love, that got together? What happened to that? So now you guys want to fly away from each other. And now you're tapping your foot and saying, how much time do I need to be here? How much time? I'm waiting. I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop so I can go, shh, you know what I'm saying? Pew! And you out of there. Because this too is a cycle. I need you to go back and realize and look at yourself and see if this is one of your patterns, one of your cycles, falling in love quickly based upon common interests, opposed to looking at the heart. Or it's just a momentary thing for you. I'm just saying. So now you guys are wondering, should we be together at all? Can your Love, can your situationship sustain the bump in the road? Now you're reminiscing on the different memories that you had, the good times, the memories of when you're dwelling together, the compatibility, and how everything could be oh so bittersweet. And when you guys come together, the ecstasy of the two joining as one is nothing that you have ever experienced with anybody else, because the love that you have made with this other person in this situationship was just not physical, because love and having intimacy starts with the mind. So it's a matter of good times and excitement when you are together, because it's a total package. It's a total package. And then the reality hits. Can this sustain? Are you having epiphanies about saying, oh no, this is a pattern. I've seen this before. I am going to jump ship. I don't want nothing to do with that. And now you are relying on other people's opinions, or people looking in at your situationship, or maybe you're confining in friends and they're giving you their take. But now you have to meditate and ask the divine if you are spiritually inclined. Now you're asking the divine the questions. Now, was this person ever for me? Were we meant to be together? Or was it something that we just made up in a fantasy? All of these different understandings are coming into play in your mind right now. And you are truly awakening to the reality of the situation that you're in. Everybody has a breaking point. Everybody gets to a limit where they say, that's it, I'm waiting for the final straw to drop, because I don't think I can take this any longer. Being in this situationship, it feels like I'm dying. It feels like my breath has been choked off. And I don't understand, when all we ever had together was being free spirited in the adventure, all of the memories that we made together, the good times. And now the bumps are coming in the road more and more and more. And now you're questioning your compatibility. Is this something? Is it worth it? Is it worth it? Have you reached your limit? Have you reached the final straw? Are you overwhelmed? Decision has been made. So both of you are dealing with broken hearts. Broken hearts. Your heart has been shattered. You don't even know. In some cases, one of you or both of you feel destroyed, because this did not end up the fairy book way that you thought it was going to be. So now this is almost like a deja vu, because you've been here before. This is some type of a repeated pattern. It can also be karma revisiting you as you look back to your past and saying to yourself that you have put in every effort, at least that's what you're telling yourself, to make this one work. And now that it hasn't, it has hit you harder this time around than it has before. So what do? You put a band-aid on that. So now you're going to run out and hit anything moving just to make yourself feel good, right? So you're going to go out and, you know, you know, you know what we do, or y'all do, whoever does. You want to make yourself feel better. So whether it's physical or having sex with somebody else, just for the physicality of it, but there's no attachment because it's empty. It's almost like you cheating, but not cheating, but you cheating. You know, you don't want anything committed. You just want to hit it and quit it. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of sexual energy between you and whoever you ran across. And who knows, you might keep them on the roster whenever you can dip out until you're ready to dip out. So now you're conflicted because now you have to really truly make the decision. Do you stay and try to work it out, or do you go? Because the temperature in that relationship or situationship that you're in is a hot and cold situation. And now you have to sit down inside of your mind, but you're letting the heart guide you. You know what I mean? Because of all the intensities, all of the up and down, all of the roller coasters, and everything you rode up and down, up and down, up and down in that situationship. Now you need to make some choices. I didn't say a choice. I said choices. Multiple choices is what you need to do. You know, it's just like when you have an alcohol drink, right? Everything looks smooth with it when you pour the alcohol. But when you light a match to that shit, and then that flame glows and glows and glows and glows on top, and it's burning the alcohol. That's what it was like. Everything was smooth in your situationship, but as soon as a match or a light was shined upon the situation, the shit went poof, just like that. So now you're silent. You're frozen in time. You don't even have any words to say because now your wall is up. At this point right now, you need to make a decision because obviously the handwriting is on the wall that there's nothing else to talk about. It is what it is. You agree upon a separation. You need to put some distance between you and the other person, or there is a big distance between the both of y'all already. So what's the point of having switching zip codes? You feel me? Y'all need some space to think about if this something is worth saving, or is this something that needs to be reevaluated for you to move on. And don't get caught up in the okey doke, man. That, that tag back and forth, back and forth, back and forth bullshit. If you're gonna do that distance, make sure that it's a distance. Stay away from each other. I know that if kids are involved, that could be a little difficult, but stay as separate as you possibly can because y'all need to think. Y'all need to think. And maybe that distance will help because somebody already is feeling as though they're cursed. That somebody done put a hex on them. That somebody done put some witchcraft on them and they got a negative mindset because God forbid it be them. You know what I mean? God forbid it's you. Somebody done did some shit to make this all pop off. But you're not recognizing the fact that you are in cycles and carrying on like that, right? So now you in your ghosting period. Now you're running. Now you're disappearing and now you're invisible. You know what I mean? You're running, you're running, you're running, you're running, you're running because you don't feel like dealing with this bullshit. You really don't. But you're running in circles. You're running in circles. And here's the kicker part. Both of y'all are in your divine masculine energy, because the divine feminine has had to throw that shit out the window and go into her yang energy, because now she has to be moved to action. Now she has to take on situations that she no normally has to do, because of the simple fact that dude ain't there, or your other person, chick, ain't there to help you out no more. You dolo. So now you both are operating in this yang energy. So what do you think is going to happen? Y'all are clashing all over the place, right? But when it comes down to the end of the thing, who's clinging to who? Who doesn't want the other one to go? Who's the one asking and holding on and obsessing and spying on the other person? Who's doing that? Either you going to be with it or not. The only thing that I can tell you is it comes to double spying. Not only not only are you or the other person now going on social media, seeing where they at, you know what I'm saying, trying to find some information at, so you can throw some mud in the game. You know what I mean? But here's the thing. If you decide that this is worth saving, you're going to have to establish a very strong foundation, and you're going to have to forgive the sins. I don't even want to call it sins, actions of each other during this tumultuous time. But if you are staying together or trying to hold on to this foundation that is cracking, where is the security in that? Because the only thing that I see coming out of that, beloved, is conflict, the clashing, the differences, and you're realizing the incompatibility. That's the message that came across from the divine. May whoever that message was for, may it give you an ideal of where this is going. Do you understand? I want you to prepare yourself. But also, here's the thing. If you have done everything in your power to keep this relationship, situationship, friendship together, and it's not working, and one of you are suffering, it's not worth it. Life is way too short. It could be time to move on. Ashe, Ashe. I felt that cough coming. Please forgive me. Ever since I had the flu / whatever that was, I can't seem to get rid of it. Please take what resonates with you and leave the rest. And if you want to dig any deeper into the situationship, you can always contact me through my Gmail, which is Shamaka Essentials. Wait a minute. I'm getting so distracted because I'm getting so many messages over my phone. You can email me, all right, at shamakaessentialblends@gmail.com. If you're unsure of the spelling of Shamaka, it's right here. It's Shamaka Essential, drop the S, blends at gmail.com. And we can have a conversation, all right? All right. But be well, stay safe. Do the right thing for each other. But more importantly, do the right thing for yourself. Life is way too short. And if you feel that you're unevenly yoked from the gate, when you find out, then it's time to say goodbye. Ashe, Ashe.